Roller coasters that don't seat riders on top of the track aren't very common, but they make the experience a bit more unique. I've ridden 14 roller coasters that qualify for this ranking. Like the Aero Coaster ranking, there won't need to be a remake of this video until I ride something like X2. In last place on this list is easily Napuko at Lost Island. I hate this ride. The potholes in the inversions are so painful, bracing hardly helped. And that roughness likely contributes to the other thing I hate about this ride. It feels like each jolt brings the lap bar so far down that it starts pressing on my legs by the end of the rollover. By the end of the ride, my legs are in pain from how much the lap bars press down on them. It's honestly difficult for me to believe any coaster in this country could place lower than this ride for me. In 13th place is Iron Dragon at Cedar Point. This ride isn't trying to do a whole lot, and it succeeds. It's a very nice family coaster with some decent forces, especially towards the end. I also love that this ride has a bit of a secluded setting, which is a nice change of pace at a park like Cedar Point. In the 12th spot is Mindy Racer at Elitch Gardens. Unlike Napuko, I don't really mind this one. The rough jolts and general vibration are still there, but they're significantly less noticeable for me here than on Napuko. I did feel its roughness more when I got re-rides on it last year, but it's still very tolerable for me. It also helped that my thighs weren't being crushed by the restraints. Taking the 11th spot is Joker at Six Flags Great America. This is just a basic free spin. I got a bit disoriented, but I only flipped once, which didn't really create much of a memorable experience. Taking 10th place is Dragon Slayer at Adventureland. The reason I didn't clump this one with Joker is that there's a clear difference between the two rides. This one happened to be specifically designed to flip much more, and that's the experience I got. It just so happens to be that this difference isn't enough to truly split these rides in my overall ranking. In 9th place is Thunderhawk at Michigan's Adventure. Unlike the other SLCs I've ridden, this one is actually good. There are no rough jolts at the tops of the inversions, and the vibration is pretty weak. Because of that, I'm really able to focus on the forces. This ride, along with the others, is actually quite forceful. I think I almost grayed out in a couple spots. If this ride had the updated trains, I'm sure it would jump up a bit in my ranking. In the 8th spot is Patriot at Worlds of Fun. Going in, I wasn't expecting a lot, but this ride surprised me a bit. The positives and whippy moments aren't as crazy on this ride as the other B&M inverts I've ridden, but they're still good. What really boosts this ride, though, is that it has a really nice flow of elements. As one element ends, the next one is already starting. Taking the 7th spot is X-Flight at Six Flags Great America. There's nothing to complain about with this ride. There are decent positives, and the hang time in some of the inversions is solid. I also like how whippy the 0G rolls can get. This is just a solid addition to the park it's in. Taking 6th place is Gatekeeper at Cedar Point. Despite this ride's weaker finale, the best elements here stand out more than the ones on X-Flight. The positives are a bit stronger, the inversions are a bit whippier, and I like the additional floater airtime on the Camelback. The near-miss moments on this ride and X-Flight are about the same for me, but I like that this one does it through a 0G roll instead of an inline twist. In 5th place is Flash Vertical Velocity at Six Flags Great America. I don't understand how nobody talks about these impulse coasters. This ride has a punchy first launch, and the rest don't slouch either. The airtime on the spikes is perfect because of the vertical angle. Even pulling up into the spikes is very intense. For being cookie cutter coasters, these impulses are crazy rides. In the 4th spot is Steel Venom at Valley Fair. I separated this and vertical velocity for the same reason I separated the free spins. Take everything I said about that ride and apply it here. On top of everything I said, this impulse coaster operates with the holding brake. That holding brake creates a wild sensation of staring at the ground while the restraints are the only thing keeping riders in. Taking the third spot is Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Great America. Even if the forces on this ride aren't super strong, the flying sensation scales the intensity a bit. The layout isn't super interesting, but they did a good job simulating what it would be like to fly like Superman. On top of the somewhat tame main portion of the ride, the inversions really bring in the forces. The inline twist has good whip to it, and the pretzel loop is extremely intense, and I love it. Taking second place is Batman the Ride at Six Flags Great America. There's never a break with this ride. It's just a constant stream of positives with a few strong doses of laterals in there. Even the turnaround section in the middle has some bite to it, despite it not being as intense as the rest of the ride. It may be a clone, but the sheer craziness makes it my third favorite coaster at this park. Taking the gold medal is Raptor at Cedar Point. Again, this ride may have more dead space, but the main elements are even better. The positives in every inversion and the helix at the end can induce some graying out for me. The whip in the zero G roll and corkscrews is very snappy. I'm ultimately glad this was the first coaster I ever rode at Cedar Point. That will be the end of the ranking. I've made a couple changes to the way I've been making my videos lately, and I'm sure you've noticed some of them. If you have any feedback, post it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.